Hey everybody, welcome to Beyond Local, episode 48, and we're still doing our series of Get to Know LSEO. I'm back on this side of the table, which is fantastic, and on that side of the table, we have Steve Blackburn. Welcome, Steve.
Glad to be back on my side, but man, next time, don't play with my mic. Now, I wanted the people to be able to hear me. I'm going to have to tighten that in, make sure it's not movable next time, but hey, everybody, glad to be back.
It's like when you get in a car and the wife or the girlfriend takes a car and she moves the seat around. Am I wrong? I mean, it's the worst.
That and the mirrors.
Yes.
So Amy sometimes is like, you want to drive my car? And I'm like, no. She's like, well, I don't feel like driving. I'm like, well, then we're taking mine because the mirrors.
Oh, yeah. I don't like the seat. But I know we're going down a rabbit hole here already. But as usual, Steve brings a guest with him. And this one, if those of you who watched last podcast where I was the guest, I didn't call it out on screen. We did it behind the scenes. And we brought somebody new to the table. Who do we bring, Steve?
Well, first off, thanks for, in a nice way, not saying, hey, Steve screwed up and forgot to ask. But today, I brought one of the newest members to the team, the handsome, talented Nicholas.
How's it going?
Hey, Nick. All right, great. So normally, Beyond Local is about industry insights, tips and tricks about digital marketing, so on and so forth. But as you know by now, because I don't know how many episodes we've done so far, we like to go and find out a little bit about the employees that bring you the services. Nick is new with us, sort of, but let's find out what I mean by that and ask him a series of questions to know a little bit more about Nick. Steve.
All right, well, let's start off, Nick. Why don't you tell, and not Jeff and I, but the people.
Of course.
Why don't you tell the people what's your position here at LSEO and how you help our clients become successful?
So my position here, I'm a bit of a hybrid. I'm paid media and also LSEO's designer. So I work with a lot of graphics. I go in all the accounts on social media, kind of just make sure everything's running well. I started off actually as an intern for web development, and then I changed to paid media, and now I'm a full-time employee here. I help clients. Like I said, I work on making graphics, trying to get people to click, get to their websites, get conversions. Sorry.
Good.
Well, spoiler alert. I guess we should have shared the questions with him, and he wouldn't have given up so much on the first one.
Hey, the pressure's on.
Right. So you mentioned you were an intern before you started here, so that's how we came to meet you. What else can you tell us about your professional history? Where did you go to school? Where were you an intern from? What was your major?
Yeah, so I went to school first at LCC for 2 years. I got my associate's degree in graphic design, and then I transferred to Wilkes, got my bachelor's degree in graphic design, and also on the side, I'm a photographer, kind of freelance. I do a lot of portrait work, weddings, other events. I kind of just try to, use my skills in design and photography and transfer it over to LSEO.
A little self-promotion there. You want to give out your website?
Yeah, it's bukofskicreative.com.
All right, so that one we're definitely going to have to put up at the bottom because
nobody's going to spell that.
No, I can barely say it.
Right.
I introduced him as Nicholas and
Nick B.
Yeah, I've been working with him for a year, 9 months, something like that. So little birdie told me that you just graduated.
That's right. Just graduated last week.
Are you happy?
Yeah, I'm excited. It's gonna feel weird for sure. When the semester starts, not having to buy books or worry about my next classes, but just working. It's gonna be a nice change.
Or carry anyone else's books to class.
Yeah, I mean it's not really my thing, but
it's because we didn't go to college together, man. You definitely would have carried mine.
Maybe.
So, all right. Well, what led you to LSEO? And I know it's, well, hey, I was an intern here, but let's talk about that part then. You could have interned anywhere. What led you to reach out to us for your internship?
So actually, I discovered LSEO at a internship fair at Wilkes University. They had so many companies, everyone there set up with a little stand and everything. At the time, LSEO's recruiter was there. I applied to 4 or 5 other places in the area. I got returns from a couple of them, but LSEO was something I was interested in. I knew it was a bigger company, and I was also excited because, like I said, I started off as a web development intern. That was sort of new to me, and I saw LSEO as a way to kind of grow my skills and get some more experience under my belt.
All right, perfect. So was it Jack?
It was Jack.
All right, well, Jack, if you're looking on at this, we thank you, and we miss you while you're on your sabbatical. Defending our country.
Right,
so,
and we're proud of you, Jack.
Yes, very proud of you, and can't wait to have you back, brother. So, by the way, thanks for getting young Nicholas here onto the team, because it's been paying off in spades for us.
Absolutely. So what's your favorite thing about working here at LSEO?
I've always loved just the environment, like just being in the office. This is my first, real job in the industry, and coming to the office was something new to me. I always report to a classroom, or, my previous jobs, they weren't in an office space. So I always loved just coming into LSEO. Everyone's fun. Everyone's always energetic in some way. That's probably my favorite thing.
So you mentioned other jobs. What other jobs did you have? Anything interesting? Anything fun you want to share with us?
Well, like I said, I do freelance photography. That's a job. But I worked at a nursing home for 5 years in the kitchen. So that has some interesting stories, And I also I currently still work at Ravello's Pizza in Kingston. So, flipping pizzas, making them.
Another pizza maker.
I can't wait.
Can never have enough.
So do you know Jeff is the pizza king?
I did not.
Okay. French bread pizza. Okay. So, yeah. I wouldn't say I'm the king, but I'm just saying it's French bread pizza.
LSEO a sample?
That's people keep asking.
You worked at a pizza place so far. I know that Eric worked at a pizza place. I know that Jeff is the pizza king. We're going to have a bake-off one day. But enough about that. I want to go back to, you said there's some interesting stories. So what were you doing in the kitchen at the nursing home? Like, were you a cook? Were you an orderly? Like, what were you doing?
So my job title was, a dietary aide. So I wasn't necessarily the cook, but I'll say I flipped a lot of grilled cheese in my 5 years there. I'd prepare the trays for the residents, deliver them. Just a lot of resident interaction and preparing their food for them.
So my friends and I often debate this. How many slices of cheese go on a grilled cheese?
Well, I'm going to say 2, depending on the thickness of them, I'd say, but generally 2.
Well, I would say that I understand it could be thick, thin. So let's say regular average thickness. So you would say 2?
Yeah, but if I'm making it for myself, I'm going to go with 3 or 4.
Whoa. Whoa.
He likes his grilled cheese a little thicker.
Yeah. Whoa.
What's your opinion on that?
No, so I was always a 2 guy, because I feel like it gives you the proper, creaminess, pull, etc. But some of my friends said 1, and I was like,
that's just toast.
Exactly. That's what I said. Also, and this is grilled cheese talk, but I have a friend who puts mayo on the outside of his grilled cheese instead of butter. Have you ever heard of this technique?
Sounds like a crime.
So I've seen it. I was too grossed out to eat it, but it looks fantastic. Like, it turns like a nice golden brown. It looked like it had a nice crust to it. So as the grilled cheese connoisseur, you don't have to eat it, but the next time you make a grilled cheese, try a little Hellman's on the outside. Can we say that? Are we allowed to promote brand names?
We shouldn't, but that's okay.
Okay. Beep. So put a little mayo on the outside. Not Miracle Whip, though. That stuff's nasty.
You're doing it again.
Beep. Beep. So put a little on the outside and let me know, because it had been some years since I've seen this, and maybe I was young, impressionable, and wrong. So I'm not saying you have to eat it, but
yeah, I'll give it a try. Maybe cut back on a slice of cheese or 2. We'll see how it goes.
All right, perfect. So do you put anything else on your grilled cheese? Some people put tomato, or
if I'm trying to spice it up, or I'm extra hungry, I'll throw some ham on there. Grilled ham and cheese.
And grilled ham and cheese.
Nothing too crazy, though.
Yeah. All right, perfect. Thanks, man. So
now we're all hungry.
Yeah, well, I was going to say, Steve, perfect timing. Pizza? Right before lunch, we do this, and my bad.
All right.
All right. So, you know what? I just went and I talked too much. So I'll let you ask the next
Okay.
question.
All right.
I'm trying to be more of a team player.
That's fantastic. You're doing well.
Thank you.
At that. So we talked about the things that you really like working here at LSEO. You like the atmosphere. You like the people. It's a message out to all the wannabe interns. Apply. Reach out.
Sure.
I think it's Riley or wherever. Any of us. Come on in, and you could be as lucky as Nick and join us in the future. But what would be one thing you could add to the LSEO office if you could?
One thing I wish I could add. Well, I don't know. I think it'd be really convenient if we had, a coffee shop, right here in the lobby instead of, always making a stop right before work, going through the drive-thru. I think a coffee shop right here in the lobby would be a great idea. Something that supports, a cold brew or an iced coffee.
Okay. Dude, that was going to be my follow-up.
Yeah, because we have a coffee machine.
Right.
We don't charge for it. We can take. I don't drink it either, but
personally, if I tried making my own, Starbucks cold brew here, it just wouldn't. I wouldn't be able to drink it. It'd be disgusting.
What do they do to make it? Like, I would just think it's just coffee on ice. I don't
even know where to start.
Okay.
They make it. I give them
money, and you drink
money,
it.
That's it. But the inconvenience of just stopping. If there's just one in the lobby, that'd be great.
Okay.
Well, that's because this morning I don't drink a ton of coffee. I know that you have some every morning, and you're normally a coffee guy. And now that you're full time with us, I was like, Nick, where's my coffee?
Right.
Hazing him a bit.
Yeah.
And he's like, I didn't even get one for myself this morning because the one down by King's you went, right?
On Main Street by Wilkes there.
That's what I meant, Wilkes. Excuse me, wrong direction.
Right.
So it was closed. And I was like, I could go for a coffee this morning. So we went across the bridge and got one. So I could understand how, and I, was flustered, didn't use the app, didn't order ahead. And then we were standing in there like a bunch of dummies for a couple of minutes.
That's what I'm saying. The inconvenience. Imagine there's one right in the lobby. And that's not exactly realistic, but, in the perfect world.
Why not?
Yeah.
What's unrealistic about it?
A personal Starbucks is for, we wouldn't get that much business.
Well, listen, man, it's a high traffic area. We're right here, block off the square.
You know what? I'm not opposed, actually. We could look into this.
Jonesy, I think he might be onto something, but the problem is we got to buy it across the street.
That's
so
true.
there's a little bit of competition there.
Yeah.
So why don't you just walk to Abide?
You know what? Let's do that next week.
All right. All right. Coffee's on you. All right. So Nick, I like to call this section, get to know Nick a little deeper. So outside of creating really great graphics for us, helping our clients get found on, paid social and paid search, tell us about your hobbies. What do you do for fun? What's a Saturday look like for Nick B?
Saturday where I'm, not flipping pizzas on the side. Usually I'm pretty adventurous. I like to hike, ride my mountain bike on some trails. And of course, I take my camera with me. So, photography's not always work. My main hobby is taking pictures. So a lot of nature stuff and, biking. I'll try to take pictures of myself, be cool. But that's normally what I do. It's either I'm working, taking pictures, or out in nature somewhere. I hate sitting inside most of the time.
So how do you take pictures of yourself with a camera?
It's not exactly easy. You set up a tripod, put it on a timer, 10 seconds usually. You got to run to where you want to go, position yourself, click the button. Well, you click the button, then run. It doesn't always work out. Sometimes I was trying to take a new profile picture the other day, nothing against my friends, but they don't know how to work a camera fully most of the time. So
isn't it just point, click, and...
You would think, but anyway, I wanted a new profile picture, so I tried it last week. It took me about 30 minutes to get one that was, usable. So
now, doesn't your phone have an app that you could, I have a Canon that,
It does have the app, but it just doesn't want to work for me.
Okay.
So I had to go through the whole shindig there.
It is a little glitchy.
Sounds like user error. So wait, I got a question though. You said you've got to run because you're only on a 10-second timer?
Yeah.
And how do you keep that nice, beautiful, gorgeous hair of yours?
You know what it is? I keep a comb in my pocket, so as I'm running, I'm constantly, stroking it through there to keep it nice and in place.
Wow.
Yeah, it's a lot of work, trust me.
So you're flipping pizzas, you're riding mountain bikes, You're taking pictures.
Mm-hmm.
You take pictures of the pizza?
No, actually, not much of a product photography kind of guy, but it's something to look into for sure.
All right. I'm sure that your other employer would appreciate that, because getting a nice professional pizza picture might not. I mean, they're probably out there with their iPhone, right?
Mm-hmm. Yep.
I
So,
agree.
what do you do with your picture, your nature pictures, the pictures of yourself? Do you do anything with them? I mean,
Usually just post them on social media. A lot of it is just kind of experimenting most of the time, like especially with nature photography. Like I said, I photograph a lot of people, a lot of portraits. So if I'm taking pictures of like Wilkes-Barre, like the city or nature, it's mostly experimental. And sometimes I'll upload them to my website. Sometimes I'll look at them, edit them, and say, oh, great, and then never see them again. That's how it goes.
So how'd you get into photography?
It's funny, actually. In high school, I needed an extra class. I had an extra study hall, is what they were called, and I needed more credits. So I'm like, there's no classes left. I guess I'll take this photography class. I took it. I fell in love with it, and then I just kept carrying on with it. I got my own camera. I took classes in college, and people let me photograph them, and I started making a little bit of money. So then I went on from there.
The entrepreneur.
mm-hmm. Way to go. Yeah. Pretty awesome. Let's see here. Here's another unrealistic question. If you had a superpower, what would it be?
I debate this all the time. I'm going to say the ability to fly. I always wish I could either, fly or be invisible, just for the aspect of traveling. Like, if you could fly, you could travel anywhere quickly. And I mean, if you could be invisible, you just, hop on a plane for free if you want or something,
Okay. All right.
So I'm going to go back to Jeff said something similar. How fast would you fly?
Oh, wow. Never thought about that.
Well, right, because, I mean, you could, the same people, everyone can run.
Mm-hmm.
Some people are faster than others. Do you think flying, like everyone would fly at the same speed? Or like, what if you were a bad flyer?
A slow flyer?
Yeah. Well, in this case, I would hope I would be the only one being able to fly. Hence the superpower aspect of it. But I mean, if I could, I think I'd want to do it like hyper speed with no effect to my body. Just get to where I'm going and that's it. Almost like a teleport, but
it's a good answer. Teleportation.
Great minds think alike.
Good.
All right. So I know that you went to college. You finished that up. You've learned marketing and probably a larger capacity than what you learned at school. You're a fantastic photographer, fantastic graphic designer.
Appreciate that.
You're welcome. You've earned it. So, what's a skill though that you don't have that you wish you did?
I don't know that. I mean, off the top of my head, something I'm always trying to work on is videography. I don't know. I think the idea of being able to integrate video into, especially what I do here at LSEO, instead of like taking photos, just using them for ads. Like, imagine if I could create a video or some type of, even like a cinematic look for an ad. I think that would be amazing. And I'm constantly working on that, but it's something I wish I could, better myself in.
So do you have any skills that I don't know about? Like, can you juggle? Can you yodel?
No. No.
Any hidden talents?
He did say the other morning that he could sing. And, we had to wait until the morning was over. And according to my watch, the morning's over. So maybe we could hum a few bars here.
Well, I don't know. The throat's, a little early, but, maybe next time on the podcast. But
don't say that, because there is round 2 and it's recorded.
Yep, everybody's hearing it. Tuning back in.
This is a show for the people, and
that's fine.
We don't disappoint.
That's fine.
I'll put you back on next week.
No, we can't do next week. We're looking down the line. I might be more prepared with my vocals here. Right. But actually, a skill you might not. I could solve a Rubik's Cube in under a minute.
Under a minute?
I mean, that's not that but yeah, under a minute.
So I heard that, and correct me if I'm wrong, I heard that if you just twist the top like one way and the one side just one way, that eventually it will get correct.
I mean, that might take like millions of spins, but I'm not going to deny it. I mean, there are, certain algorithms that you just like kind of learn. Maybe. Maybe.
Had I known this.
Yes, there would be a Rubik's Cube right here, right now. Am I wrong?
Oh, that'd been nice.
Yes. It'd be in his hands.
Yeah.
Next time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Next time we'll open it up with a Rubik's
Next time
Cube
he's going to
solve.
sing and do a Rubik's Cube.
Well, not at the
And
same
tune in
time.
next week for Nick.
The singing Rubik's Cube solver.
That's all the podcast
I don't even know
is.
that's a thing. Rubik's Cube solver, but I didn't want to say. I don't know what else to call it. Right?
What do you call yourself, like when you solve the Rubik's Cube?
Amazing.
Pretty cool. No,
Nick.
just sit there and
He
solve
says his last name because none of us can.
Nobody does.
it. Bukofski.
Well, that's awesome. I'm excited. I got to bring in a Rubik's Cube and see how you do it.
Great.
Did you study it online, or did you just?
Well, actually, my friend was kind of into it, and then I'm like, oh, that's pretty cool. I want to learn that. You know, I just looked it up a little bit online, watched some YouTube, and then it took me like 2 weeks of just, you know, maybe 3 hours a day just learning it. But then it becomes muscle memory. You just do it, and now I could solve it like under a minute.
So can you just look at it and say, I know what I have to do?
Yeah.
Now, did you ever see, remember the popular, right around the holidays, the popular Netflix show, The Queen's Gambit?
Yes.
So now I'm picturing Nick laying in bed because he didn't have a Rubik's Cube. He watched his friends, right? He's visualizing the cube moving. That's just what came in.
There you go.
I mean, probably how it went down a little bit. Yeah.
So, well, that's awesome, though. So what I want you to try next, well, no, come up with your own hobbies, but I'm thinking, what else can we have him do? He can sing.
You know, might as well just ride a unicycle.
Well, that's what I was actually going to say. I was going to say he could sing while doing the Rubik's Cube while riding a circle around on the unicycle.
That'd be awesome. Can you ride a unicycle?
I never tried.
Oh, okay.
I used to be a skateboarder back in the day, but that does not compare, I could
I
imagine.
can see that.
Can you do a kickflip?
I probably still could, yeah. I mean, it's been like probably 6 years since I last rode a skateboard, but
Do you still have a skateboard?
yeah.
Dan, are these cameras movable? Because I would definitely like to watch this.
Oh, yes.
Stay tuned.
Right. Wow. Can't wait for part 2 of Nick B.
Right. I mean, we won't even call that Get to Know LSEO. This is, we'll come up with a name for you and everything. The Adventures of
The
Nick
Rubik's
B.
Cube solver. All right, cool. A lot of good information here. So, how about your favorites? Let's get into what your favorite things are. What's your favorite band or, lead singer?
My favorite band, I'm kind of more into like a little bit of like pop punk music. So right now, Machine Gun Kelly.
Okay.
He's kind of more of like a rapper, but now he's, more pop punk. And I just been listening to his album a lot. I don't know if you guys are familiar with him, but I mean,
I've heard of him.
It's my style.
Did he just try to call us dinosaurs without calling us dinosaurs?
So,
I didn't say that, but
I know that
strike me as the rap type.
I know that last week I sat on that side and you could see the thinning on the top. I'm not.
Hey, I can say it.
So
You implied it.
I have to interject here because I just saw this on Facebook. Rap is like scissors. It'll always lose to rock. That was on Facebook.
There is
not
a lot of
mine.
times where rock is just, more, I'm going to say appropriate. You can't always listen, or you can't be, I don't know. I feel if you're kind of just hanging out, like rock's what you're going to want to listen to, just sitting there jamming out. I don't know. Some nice fish or something.
I knew that was coming.
Well,
All right. How about your favorite movie?
Favorite movie? Definitely Interstellar. I think it came out in like, I don't know, 2014.
Matthew McConaughey, right?
Matthew
Yep.
McConaughey, yeah. Space exploration is really cool.
now I know this is about Nick, but I gotta know. Do you know what you put it? What you rated that movie?
I didn't rate it that high. I didn't like the ending.
Really, I think the idea of the whole fourth dimension aspect like really makes you think. That's why I like the movie so much. It's really
Okay.
cool.
For the exact reason I didn't like it.
But that's okay. Right. We're all allowed
That
opinions.
was the ending, yeah.
We're all allowed opinions. Just Jeff has reviewed like 664,000 movies.
I've seen the YouTube. Yeah, he's
All
legit.
right. Good.
Did you wait a minute? Hold on. Did you follow the page?
Probably. I hope I did. I when I first started as my second internship, I was introduced to that. I'm pretty sure I subscribed.
All right. Great.
Oh yeah, because he helped you in the beginning too. I could see this. Well, task 1, Nicholas, like my page. I need subscribers. But well, you know what? When we go upstairs, I'm going to make sure, Jeff, if he didn't, you're going to get a follow today.
All right. Sounds good. How about book? What's your favorite book?
Not much of a reader, not gonna lie. But I did love the book 1984 by George Orwell. I just think, the idea of like government control for that book, I mean, I think it's really interesting, and not that it reflects today's age, but it's a scary thought that could happen. So that book was always interesting to me.
The best thing that happened in 1984, I was born.
I'm not going to deny it.
You still think I'm a dinosaur?
Never said it.
Yeah, you meant it though. All right, so tell us a little bit as well about we didn't really dive into who Nick is, the guy, all the way. So do you have any pets?
I do. I have a dog, a little dachshund, and a cat. His name is Sinward. Interesting. I changed his name from Cinnamon to Sinward after I discovered he was not a female, but he's actually a male. So I just kind of wanted to change his name after I discover. It was interesting.
What's your dog's name?
Rusty.
My buddy had the little hot dog, and his name was Rusty as well when I was growing up. Interesting fact.
They're a lot to handle sometimes, despite their little size.
So why'd you choose that breed?
It's kind of, this is my parents' decision. They had one prior to that too. He got old. We got a new one. Just kept a dachshund in the family.
Does he know any tricks?
Not on command, but if he's begging for food, he'll stand up on just his two legs and kind of just sit there like a plank. It's pretty interesting to watch.
How long?
Until you move or until you feed him, he'll just sit there. Even if he hops up on the couch, he'll do it on the uneven couch. He'll just balance himself. It's really cool.
All right, cool.
And one of the things I've started to ask people since Eric was on was, were you voted anything in high school? Voted most likely to succeed, or?
Yeah, I was voted best dressed actually.
Wow.
So that was my superlative at the time.
Well, why? How did you dress in high school?
I mean, I dressed very similar to this, but apparently people were fans of it. I mean, nothing too crazy.
It must be the hair.
It could have been.
Yeah, it could have been the hair. The hair's always been my main thing. When I was a skateboarder, I used to have that really long mop look, flippy hair. Hair was always important to me.
All right.
Okay.
So how much product do you use in the morning?
More of like a 2-scoop kind of guy with a pomade.
All right. So show us. How do you do it?
Open up the jar, 1 scoop, mix it in, brush it through, repeat, and then I'm good to go.
The first guy that fell for that. I've been trying the whole time. First, I had Eric try to.
I'm not afraid to tell my secrets.
No, I got you.
Dubstep.
Yes, I tried. So I tried to get Eric to go right, and then I was trying to get Adam to do yoga poses. So thanks for being a good sport.
All right.
Well, Nick, I think then, as Jeff normally wraps this up and says, hey, this is Beyond Local. We're all about industry secrets, tricks, and how to successfully position your business. So can you tell me one piece of advice or a tip that you've learned along the way that could help the viewers out in their digital marketing experience?
Yeah. So like I said, I'm relatively new to the industry, but I'm constantly learning. And something that I have learned so far is, it's just important, like as a client, like coming to someone like LSEO, for example, for, assistance with whatever, it's important to know what you want and what your end goal is. And that way, in my sake, I could create that graphic or ad for exactly what you're trying to get out of, paying us to run these ads for you. So kind of just, it's important to know what you want and what your exact end goals are, in my opinion.
I couldn't agree more. I know that often when we do like kickoff calls with clients, one of the first things I say is, what does success look like to you? Because there's a million KPIs that we can look at, but depending on what your goal is, like let's tailor your stuff to that. So I think you've learned a lot in quite a short time. So kudos to you, brother.
Yeah, thank you.
Well, there you have it. I'm going to call it episode 1 of Get to Know Nick, because I can't wait for episode 2. Skateboarding, Rubik's Cube, some singing. Who knows what else is going to happen. Unicycle.
Yes.
I mean, so if there's anything you want Nick to do on the next episode, put it in the comments. But more importantly, continue to tune in each and every week to Beyond Local. And thanks for tuning in this week. See you.